Oh, there we go. I almost went by that. Oh shit! My screenplay part 2! Yo, we found it! Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Listen. Hey, Sophia. Still haven't gotten any notes back from you on the first half of my screenplay, but I finished the second half now, and I'll send it your way. Let me know what you think. The Time Knife, written by Bruce Livingstone. Act 2. Bruce had just had his best friend killed by his boss, Paul Marine. Bruce now has the Time Knife that sends things through time if he stabs them. He's going to Paul Marine's wedding now to tell his girlfriend Sophie not to marry him because he's a shitty guy. Interior wedding building. Day. It is a wedding. Paul Marine and his girlfriend Sophie are getting married. Sophie is real attractive. If most girls are ham sandwiches, then she's a 16-ounce steak. Bruce enters the wedding building. Stop! Bruce, I'm so happy you came. You can't marry Paul Marine. He's a real shitty guy. He's lying. I'm not. He killed my best friend with time bullets. But that's impossible. Time travel doesn't exist yet. That's what they want us to think. But I actually have a knife that's also a time machine and sends people through time when I stab them. I want to believe you, but that doesn't make sense. I will prove it. Bruce grabs Sophine's mom. Here's a bunch of money for lottery tickets. Bruce gives Sophine's mom a bunch of money for lottery tickets. He stabs her with the time knife, but gently, not violently, just so she travels through time. She disappears. Sophine's mom enters the wedding building. She is now wearing different clothes. Sophine's mom. He is right. He stabbed me gently with a time knife and I was sent to the past. He also gave me a bunch of money which I used to buy a lottery ticket that I knew I would win, and now I have $1 million. You helped my mom become rich. Thank you, Bruce. You made me rich the first moment I saw you. Rich in my heart. With love. I always loved you the most, but Paul Marine and I just got married. You're too late, champion. Or is he? The wedding minister says. The minister pulls off his mask. He's actually George Washington.
Oh no.
Bruce knew you were getting married, so he stabbed himself and traveled to the past, then stabbed me so I would be sent to this time. Then I pretended to be a wedding minister for the ceremony, but I'm not actually a minister at all, which means the marriage is not official. You did all this for me? Yes. I stabbed George Washington because I love you. Also, the man that you were about to marry wasn't actually Paul Marine. What? Paul Marine takes off his mask. It's Slabo, Bruce's best friend. This is actually a fake wedding. I saved Slabo's life and then had him disguise himself as your boyfriend to make it look real, but it was actually a test to see if we were meant to be. The only thing meant to be is your death. Sophie pulls out a gun. She pulls off her mask. It's the real Paul Marine. But how? I followed you into the past using my time bullets and discovered your plan to marry Sophie, so I already married Sophie in the past. She didn't want to, and then I showed her this baby. Paul Marine reveals a baby.
Oh shit, there.
I told her that this baby was actually our baby from the future and that I used time bullets to travel to the baby, with the baby back to the past to show her that we had a family together in the future, but in reality, it's just a baby that I stole that isn't mine. Then whose baby is it? The real Sophie enters wearing futuristic pants and a shirt. Ours! Are you Sophie from the future? Yes, you're very quick to understand things. I came to the past to tell you that in the future, you and I got married, Bruce. We had a very active and highly satisfying sex life, which led to the birth of our future child, Uruguay. That is our baby that Paul Marine is holding. He stole our baby. But why? Paul Marine stole our baby and then traveled to the past so he could use the baby as a lie to trick the younger me into marrying him instead of saying, by saying that it was actually the baby that he would have with me in the future. The past version of me believed him, and because of that, I married Paul Marine instead and no longer ever married you at all. Aw, man. It's over, Bruce. We're married. Until death do you part. Bruce pulls out the time knife. Paul Marine pulls out his gun with the time bullets inside. They have the best fight of any movie ever. And at the end, Bruce has Paul Marine with the knife to his neck. It's been a slice. Bruce lifts up his knife to cut Paul Marine. You won't get me this easily. Paul Marine aims again at himself and shoots himself 30 times. The clip is bigger than a regular pistol. Paul disappears, but then 30 Paul Marines enter. I shot myself 30 times so that I was sent to many different times at the same time, which meant that there were 30 of me. And now we're all here to kill you. Which means each one of you has a time bullet inside of you. Of course, but I made sure that we were all shot in areas that have no vital organs, and we will get the bullets removed after we kill you. Unfortunately for you, I traveled to the past earlier and took your gun and added an electrical charge on each of your time bullets. I controlled the electrical charges with this handheld detonator. No! Yes, it's quite shocking. Bruce presses his detonator. All 30 Paul Marines are electrified from the inside. Their skin peels open all over like sausages that are left on the barbecue for too long and that peel all over. The Paul Marines all die. Consider this my resignation. Your guy, the baby. Goo goo gaga. Slabo. Oh, yeah! George Washington. God bless America. Bruce and Sophie make out. Sophie waits for a few seconds for the audience to stop applauding before saying her next line. Congratulations. You passed the test. What test? We always believed you were the chosen one, so we traveled to the past to test you and make sure. We now believe that you are ready to fight the ultimate villain from the future. Okay. Who is this ultimate villain? His name is Paul Marine. But I just killed Paul Marine. No, the Paul Marine you've known this whole time has actually been an actor from the future that we paid to play Paul Marine for the test. The actual Paul Marine is the exact same, but he lives in the future. He was an actor, which means my job was fake as well. Yes. That's the only reason why you were kept at a low-level position for so many years without a single promotion, and it appeared people didn't give you the respect that you clearly deserve. Because in reality, you are the chosen one. It all makes sense now. We must travel to the future. Are you ready? Looks like it's time to find out. Bruce puts on his shades. George Washington waves the American flag. End of movie. Bruce Savage will return in Time Knife 2. The Reckoning. Da-na-na-na. That's great. That was great. That was amazing. I can't wait to see Time Knife 2, The Reckoning. Y'all excited for that one? I am.